Felice Orsini. The name echoes through the annals of history, a name synonymous with both liberation and terror. Born in the heart of Italy in 1819, Orsini's life was inextricably intertwined with the tumultuous struggle for Italian unification. He lived in a time when the Italian peninsula, fragmented and under foreign domination, yearned for unity and independence. This yearning ignited a fire in Orsini's soul, a fire that would propel him to commit acts of extraordinary daring and brutality in the name of his beloved Italy. Orsini's story is one of unwavering passion, unwavering conviction, and unwavering violence. It is a story that forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about the nature of freedom, the cost of unity, and the thin line that separates the revolutionary from the terrorist. His life, a whirlwind of conspiracy, exile, and ultimately martyrdom, serves as a stark reminder of the complexities of political violence and the enduring power of nationalist ideals. This is the story of Felice Orsini, a man who, driven by a fervent love for his homeland, would forever alter the course of Italian history. Felice Orsini's path to becoming a revolutionary was paved with the injustices of his time. Born into a family steeped in the ideals of the Risorgimento, the Italian resurgence movement, Orsini imbibed the spirit of rebellion from a tender age. He witnessed firsthand the oppression of foreign rule and the yearning of his people for a unified and independent Italy. These experiences left an indelible mark on young Orsini, shaping his worldview and fueling his burning desire for change. As a young man, Orsini joined the Carbonari, a secret society committed to overthrowing foreign rule in Italy. The Carbonari, with their clandestine meetings and revolutionary zeal, provided an outlet for Orsini's burgeoning patriotism. He quickly rose through the ranks, demonstrating a natural aptitude for leadership and an unwavering commitment to the cause. However, his involvement with the Carbonari would come at a price. His subversive activities attracted the attention of the authorities, leading to his arrest and imprisonment in 1844. Yet imprisonment failed to extinguish the fire that burned within him. If anything, it only served to solidify his resolve. The year 1858 witnessed an event that would catapult Felice Orsini onto the world stage, an event so dramatic and violent that it would forever change the course of European history. This event, known as the Orsini Affair, would forever etch his name in the annals of history. Felice Orsini, an Italian revolutionary, was driven by a fervent desire to see his homeland free from foreign rule and united as one nation. On the evening of January 14th, as Emperor Napoleon III of France and his wife Empress Eugénie approached the Paris Opera House, 3 bombs ripped through the night. The serene atmosphere of the evening was shattered by the deafening explosions. The explosions sent shrapnel and glass flying, killing 8 people and injuring over 140. The scene was one of chaos and devastation, with the wounded crying out for help and the dead lying amidst the rubble. The intended target, Napoleon III, emerged relatively unscathed, but the attack sent shockwaves throughout Europe. The emperor's survival was seen as a stroke of luck, but the psychological impact of the attack was profound. The mastermind behind this audacious attack was none other than Felice Orsini, who, along with his co-conspirators, had meticulously planned the assassination attempt. Orsini's dedication to his cause was unwavering, and he believed that such a drastic action was necessary to achieve his goals. Driven by the belief that Napoleon III was the primary obstacle to Italian unification, Orsini saw the bombing as a desperate but necessary act to remove him from power and pave the way for a free and united Italy. His actions were fueled by a deep-seated conviction that the ends justified the means. The Orsini Affair, a potent symbol of revolutionary fervor, and the lengths to which individuals would go to achieve their political goals, sent shockwaves far beyond the cobbled streets of Paris. It became a rallying cry for revolutionaries across Europe, inspiring both admiration and fear. It ignited a diplomatic crisis between France and Britain, where Orsini and his co-conspirators had sought refuge. The British government found itself in a precarious position, having to balance its own political interests with the growing pressure from France. The attack also sparked a wave of repression against suspected revolutionaries across Europe. Governments tightened their grip, fearing that similar acts of violence could erupt within their own borders. The Orsini Affair thus marked a turning point, highlighting the volatile nature of the political landscape in 19th century Europe and the extreme measures individuals were willing to take to achieve their aims. Section 4. The man behind the bombs, Unveiling Orsini's motives. To understand Felice Orsini's actions, one must delve into the mind of the man himself. Born in Meldola, Italy, in 1819, Orsini was a fervent patriot from a young age. His early life was marked by a deep sense of injustice and a burning desire to see his homeland free from foreign rule. This passion was further ignited by the political climate of the time, which was rife with revolutionary fervor and the struggle for national unification. His motives were not driven by bloodlust or a thirst for chaos, but by a profound love for his homeland and an unwavering belief in the righteousness of his cause. Orsini's dedication to the Italian unification movement was unwavering, and he saw himself as a soldier in a larger battle for freedom and justice. His actions were guided by a moral compass that pointed towards the liberation of his people. Orsini, through his writings and speeches, articulated his vision for a free and unified Italy, a vision that resonated deeply with those who, like him, chafed under the yoke of foreign domination. His eloquence and passion inspired many to join the cause, and his words became a rallying cry for those who dreamed of a united Italy, a vision that resonated deeply with those who, like him, chafed under the yoke of foreign domination. Orsini's commitment to the cause was evident in his willingness to take extreme measures to achieve his goals. He believed that the ends justified the means, and that the liberation of Italy was worth any sacrifice. He believed that Napoleon III, who had once fought alongside Italian nationalists, had betrayed the cause of Italian unification. This sense of betrayal was a driving force behind Orsini's actions. He saw Napoleon III not just as a political adversary, but as a personal enemy who had turned his back on the ideals they once shared. By propping up the Papal States and hindering the efforts of Italian patriots, the Papal States, under the protection of Napoleon III, were a significant barrier to the unification of Italy. Orsini viewed the support of the Papal States as a direct affront to the nationalist cause and a major obstacle to achieving a unified Italy. Orsini viewed the French Emperor as the primary obstacle to Italian independence, and he was convinced that his removal was essential for the realization of a unified Italy. This conviction led him to plan the assassination attempt, which he saw as a necessary step towards the greater good. And he was convinced that his removal was essential for the realization of a unified Italy. Orsini's determination was fueled by his belief that drastic action was required to change the course of history. He saw himself as a catalyst for change, willing to risk everything for the cause he believed in. The assassination attempt, in his eyes, was not an act of senseless violence, but a calculated and necessary measure. Orsini meticulously planned the attack, believing that the removal of Napoleon III would pave the way for Italian unification. He saw the act as a strategic move in a larger battle for freedom, to liberate his people and achieve the dream of a united Italian nation. Orsini's vision extended beyond his own lifetime. He hoped that his actions would inspire future generations to continue the fight for a free and unified Italy. He was prepared to sacrifice everything, even his own life, for the cause he held so dear. Orsini's legacy is a testament to his unwavering commitment to his ideals and his willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice for the dream of a united Italy. Section 5. Freedom Fighter or Terrorist? The Orsini Paradox. Felice Orsini's legacy is one of profound complexity and enduring controversy. Born in 1819, Orsini was a fervent advocate for Italian unification, a cause that consumed much of his life. His early years were marked by a deep sense of injustice and a burning desire to see Italy free from foreign rule and internal division. Was he a freedom fighter? A heroic figure who risked everything to liberate his people from oppression? Orsini's dedication to the cause of Italian unification was unwavering. He believed that only through radical action could Italy achieve the freedom and unity it so desperately needed. Or was he a terrorist? A man who resorted to violence and bloodshed in the pursuit of his political goals. His most infamous act, the attempted assassination of French Emperor Napoleon III in 1858, left a trail of destruction and death, raising questions about the morality of his methods. The answer, as with many historical figures, is far from clear-cut. Orsini's actions and motivations are subject to interpretation, and his legacy is a testament to the complexities of revolutionary movements. Orsini's actions continue to spark debate and divide opinions even today, more than a century and a half after his death. His life and deeds are studied in history classes, debated in academic circles, and discussed in popular media. Those who view him as a freedom fighter point to his unwavering commitment to Italian unification, his passionate speeches, and his relentless efforts to rally support for the cause. They see him as a martyr who is willing to sacrifice everything for the dream of a united Italy. His willingness to sacrifice his own life for the cause, demonstrated by his readiness to face execution without fear, is often highlighted as a testament to his dedication and bravery. And the fact that his actions ultimately contributed to the pressure that led to the unification of Italy cannot be ignored. His efforts, though extreme, played a role in the larger movement that eventually saw Italy become a unified nation. They argued that his methods, however extreme, were justified in the context of the time, a period marked by widespread oppression, political fragmentation, and the denial of basic human rights. In such a climate, they contend, radical actions were necessary to bring about change. A time when Italy was fragmented, oppressed, and denied basic freedoms. The harsh realities of the era, with its brutal crackdowns on dissent and pervasive social injustices, provide a backdrop that some believe justifies Orsini's drastic measures. On the other hand, those who condemn him as a terrorist highlight the indiscriminate nature of his attack, which resulted in the deaths of innocent civilians. The collateral damage of his actions is a point of major contention, which resulted in the deaths of innocent civilians, including women and children, who had no part in the political struggles of the time. This loss of innocent life is a stark reminder of the potential consequences of violent political actions, and argue that his actions cannot be justified under any circumstances. They believe that the use of violence, especially when it harms non-combatants, undermines the very principles of justice and freedom that Orsini claimed to fight for. They contend that violence against civilians is never acceptable, regardless of the political motivations. The ethical implications of targeting non-combatants are profound and cannot be overlooked. Regardless of the political motivations, the debate over Orsini's legacy is a reflection of the broader struggle to define the boundaries of acceptable resistance and the moral limits of revolutionary action, and that Orsini's actions cast a dark shadow over the cause he claimed to champion. His legacy serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of extremism and the ethical dilemmas faced by those who seek to change the world through force.